Al, it is time once again
Mm-hmm.
to talk about a Love Live series on Jared and Al Watch.
Who's shocked?
Everyone is completely shocked. We are pumping the brakes on Inuyasha for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to talk about Love Live again. Not the first series again, but a new Love
No.
Live series.
New Love Live series. Not
Uh,
Sunshine, nor is it Nijigasaki either.
nope. This is the next iteration of the Love Live series, Love Live Superstar.
Mm-hmm.
That is what we are talking about today here on Jared and Al Watch Love Live Superstar. Hey,
Hey.
I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Ladium.
Hello.
We are watching season 1, episode number 1, called. I don't know if this was the same title on Funimation or not.
Oh no. What is it? What does it say it is?
A feeling still without a name.
I'm trying to pull it up on Funimation real quick to see if it. Please don't blind me. Please don't blind me. Oh God. This yet unknown feeling.
Okay, so call whatever you want.
One sounds a little more natural, but
Yeah, I guess we should clarify that, I guess if you're tuning in for the first time, this is a podcast where we talk about episodes week by week.
mm-hmm.
We watch an episode, we talk about it, and we throw it out, every week. This show is a bit weird in terms of simulcasts because it is not a day and date simulcast.
Mm-mm.
Which the prevailing rumor going around is that Love Live got a deal with NHK, a television network in Japan, where they have a prime time spot for this show. And because of that, streaming services are delayed by 2 days. So in Japan, this airs on the 13th at noon, and that makes it like 9 or 10 o'clock here in the States Eastern Time on a Monday. So it's real weird because this episode did air originally like Sunday.
Yeah.
So usually like you're thinking, oh, you and I were like, oh, Sunday, we're getting ready, we're going to watch Love Live, yay. And it's like, oh, by the way, it's not coming out today. And then we're like waiting up today. We're like, hey, you're like, hey, that episode's not up yet. I'm like, oh, that's real weird.
Uh-huh.
Because no one had said anything. Officially, I guess you would say. People were speculating and everything, but that seems to be the thing, is that it is on a, time delay for streaming services, and everybody's abiding by that, whether you're in Japan or not.
Can you really call it a simulcast then?
It's an old school simulcast.
Yeah, fair.
It's like we were watching this and it's like 2010.
Yeah, weird.
But yes, we are here. This is the first episode of the new Love Live series. I guess this is the new mainline series
Yes.
show. If you want to say that Nijigasaki is more of a spin-off show. But yes, Love Live Superstar.
Super.
Very super. We begin this episode, and our protagonist, Kanan Shibuya, is playing Wonderwall on the school roof. If only.
If only.
That would be very funny. But no, she's just chilling, playing the guitar. As it is.
As you do.
Oh, I guess also the NHK versions get exclusive insert songs.
What?
Yeah.
So how does that work?
Yeah, we don't get them.
So where do they go? Like,
They're exclusive for that broadcast version.
so the songs are different?
Well, they just get an extra song.
But where do they go in the episode?
I don't know. I guess it's like there's a specific segment that they just do, probably like for a commercial break or something,
Oh,
or it's just like
okay.
an after the show kind of thing.
Weird.
But yeah, they get a bonus insert song. But yes, Kanan is just up there playing guitar, singing, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, I love your voice." She's like,
She
"Yeah, I
said-
love singing.
And I said maybe.
Gonna be the one that saves me. I'm gonna get in the music program."
Woo!
We cut to her auditioning for the music program.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's about to sing, and she's like, and passes out.
Is it Yui Gyoga? Is that how you
Yui
pronounce it?
Gaoka.
Yui Gyoga. I wasn't too far off.
Yeah, so
Yeah, she passes out. Blech.
essentially that school has like a prestigious music program that you have to, try out for and get in, but it also has like a general curriculum part for just people who aren't necessarily into music, I guess, and just want to go to that school.
Mm-hmm.
Or for people like Hanan who didn't get into the music program but still want to go to the school.
Yeah.
So she's real bummed about that.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically learned through this episode, Kanan is sassy. Her whole family seems to be very sassy.
Yeah, I think it's her sister with the glasses, right? Like
Yeah.
she's super sassy. Even the owl, super sassy.
Yep. So
Like
she's
she has a pet owl.
she's going to school for her first day, and she's not real happy about it. She's like, I'm gonna put my headphones on and just get away from the world and everything.
Which, I mean, I've mentioned this to you before, and like many people who know me know this, but like I do that. Like if I leave my house, I put my headphones on. Like sometimes I'll leave them around my neck and not put them on my head, but it's like a safety thing for me to have them so I can like get people away from me essentially. Like I don't want to interact with the outside world a lot, so I just put them on, like to the point that when I was in undergrad, I don't even know if the dude like really knew my name, but he called me Phones. Like that's what he called me every single time I met. Hey Phones, what's up? And so like this has been a thing that I've done for many, many, many years. And so like seeing an anime character do it, I'm like, oh huh, that's interesting. And I mean it really, at least for me, and it seems to be sort of the case for her too. Like it's an anxiety reaction
Mm-hmm.
that like you have a situation where you really are trying to drown out life, but also trying to drown out your own thoughts. And so having the headphones on is a way to like have that reassurance of like I can get away from this. Like I said, I might be projecting a lot.
Well, she clearly is suffering from performance anxiety. Like she has
Yes.
like, the yips, the whatever you want to call it. She has that clearly because she cannot sing in front of people.
Right.
To the point where she literally is like passing out
Yep.
when she tries to. So like she has a very severe case of it.
And has been doing that since she was a small child.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just thought it was interesting, like quirk of hers that she does that when I've done that for basically my entire adult life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure that dude didn't even actually know my real name.
He's like, here's the headphone girl.
Your phones, like even there's like a Facebook video I'm tagged in that he like refers to me as Phones, like from back in the day. It's like, all right, cool.
So Kanan is out hanging around the city or like walking to school. She runs into some people she knew from, I guess, middle school. They're like, oh, hey, how's it going? You look nice in uniform. Sucks you didn't get in the music program like we did. Well, gotta go, bye. Kanan's like, oh, I gotta look at this cat real quick. I gotta, see ya, bye.
Which, I mean, same options. Interact with humans, play with
Cat.
Kitty. Always play with Kitty.
It's true. She goes on, continues walking, starts singing a little bit, and runs into Cuckoo Tang, who's just like, oh my gosh, your voice is amazing! And Kanan's like, please get out of my face.
Amazing voice girl.
And also, Cuckoo is like, I think she's like forgetting to speak Japanese to her as well as she's speaking Chinese at her.
Yep.
So Kanan's like, I don't know what you're saying. Here's my like 3 phrases of Chinese I know. See ya.
She basically says like hi, thank you, and goodbye.
Yeah.
I think. I know she says hi and thank you. Because she says ni hao and shay shay.
So she runs off as Cuckoo's like chasing her, and then runs into Chisato, who I guess Kanan and her do know each other. Chisato is in the music program because she has the different uniform. And she's like, oh my gosh, someone's chasing me. And she's like, wait, there's no one. I don't see anyone. What are you talking about? Anyways, I'm working at a takoyaki stand. Cool. That's great. Let's go to school.
Anyway, bye.
Anyway, bye.
Yeah, because she calls her Chi,
Mhm.
so like they're obviously familiar with each other enough that they have nicknames.
Yes. We go through orientation and everything. We see their classroom and everything where Kanon's in the same class as Cuckoo and then Sumire, who we don't really get to see much of.
Nope.
We do not get to see her in her, I guess, her wild state yet.
Correct.
um, so we get to see a little bit of like their first date and everything, and then Kanon's looking at like clubs to join, and then Cuckoo's out there like trying to get people to join the school idol club because in her introduction she wants people to become school idols with her and everything. She sees Kanon roaming about and chases after her and everything.
The amazing voice girl.
Amazing voice girl. And then eventually she finally just chases her down and is like, hey, be a school idol with me. Kanon's like, you'll know about that. I'm not really sure. While they're having this conversation, Ren Hazuki shows up and is like, hey, what are you doing? You're the
Did
one.
you run this by the director?
You one passing these flyers out to be school idols, huh? School idols suck.
Wow, we've never heard that before.
No. We do get a little bit of like backstory about the school where like some people have a bad idea, or like not a bad idea, but a bad opinion of school idols. I guess because this is a prestigious music school, so they have to be highfalutin and everything.
Which is interesting because like Chi, I'm blanking on her full name. She's not just Chi.
Chisato.
Chisato, yes. It sounds like she's there for dance, but it's not clarified what kind of dance. So,
and also she makes mention later on in the episode that like a lot of people who get into that music program are like people who hyper specify in one area.
yeah.
So like if you're a singer, you're not going to be learning dancing or anything else. Like you're there to sing. If you're there to play music, you are there to learn how to play music better and do that. You're not going to be branching out or doing anything like that. So I wonder if like the idea of school idols where like they are this,
They're doing many things at once.
yeah, there's amalgamation of different ideas of music coming together is like something that like doesn't jive with a lot of these people who are, you know, hyper focused on one specific area, and they just like can't get that in their mind, like, oh, why would I do all this other stuff? That seems just pointless.
How rude.
So I think that's obviously gonna be a thing later on in the series, most likely. But it's an interesting like problem to bring up in the first episode of like, you know, we have these music people who are very hyper focused on one thing, but then we have this idea of school idols on the other hand who are not that. They're the complete opposite of that. So what's going to happen when these ideas clash and everything? Kanon helps Cuckoo like try and find more people. She's like kind of goes into like her backstory of like why she doesn't feel like she can sing anymore and everything. How like, you know, she, like we said earlier, like has performance anxiety essentially, where she can't sing in front of people, but she likes singing, but it's just hard for her because she doesn't, you know, she's unable to perform when it matters most, essentially.
Yeah.
So she's going to try and help out Cuckoo to try and, you know, find people that will join her club and everything. Eventually she goes off and like runs into Chisato at the takoyaki stand, and they have that chit chat about like, you know, people in the school, the music program and everything and all that sort of stuff, because she asked her like, hey, do you know anyone in the music program that would want to be a school idol? And Chisato's like, I don't know about that. And then she's just like walking around looking all real comfy in a hoodie and everything. I was like, that's comfy vibes.
I love comfy vibes.
And then she hears someone singing, which we don't know who, I guess, at this point. I guess if we knew more about, if we were way more in tune with Liella, we would know who that was probably.
Yeah, probably.
But for now, it's just like someone's singing and Kanon's just like, oh, cool voice. Anyways, I'm going home.
We're probably not supposed to know yet.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm guessing it's like Ren,
Yeah.
probably. That would be the thing. So the next day they go around and try and find people for the idol club, but are unsuccessful in doing so. Kanan tries to go and ask Sumire about it, and she's just like, "What is this? What are you asking me?" And then they like hide because they see Ren running around. They're like, oh, "She's on to us. She's gonna get us." Then after school, they still have made like zero headway, and Cuckoo again is just like, "Hey, why don't you join? That would be real cool. Don't you love singing?" And then Kanan is like, headphones, I gotta run away."
Yep.
She like starts basically to run away, gets a little bit, and then has like a moment of like, "Is this really what I want to do? Like, I really like singing. It's pretty cool, but am I gonna keep running away from my problems and everything?" Because like before this, she also is like kind of breaks down a little bit and is like, "Hey, like, not only am I feeling like a failure to like everyone around me when I can't do this, I feel like a failure to myself. So like that's a big proponent of why I don't want to do this, of why I've like been trying to throw this away." But she comes back to the realization of like, "Oh man, singing's really cool." So she runs back and then
Dramatic run
back.
through like violins.
Yes, and then breaks out into song.
And the feather.
Oh yes, the classic Love Live symbolic feather shows up into her school bag, showcasing, "Hey, you are now the protagonist and you are going to be a school idol."
Yep. I was amazed. I'm like, man, that feather has a mind of its own. It has great aim to land directly into the pocket of her backpack. It's fate. Fate.
So we get a Liella performance of Mirai Yoho Hallelujah, which is weird because like it's a Liella performance and it's not just like a Kanan and Cuckoo performance, which is usually the thing that these first episodes have, where it's like it'll be like like the specific year group. But I guess like it doesn't work for this because everyone in this group is a first year because this is a brand new school, so there's no real year differences between anyone because that just doesn't exist. So I guess like it could count in that sort of way, but also like it's weird seeing like the other three characters in this as well because like clearly they have not been established as like, oh, we want to be school idols yet.
Right.
So it's a little strange in that aspect, but that's the typical way you end a Love Live series premiere episode. And then everyone around her, like, as she snaps out of it, everyone around her is cheering her. And Cuckoo's like, "Hey, you sang!" And she's like, "Wait a minute. I sang?"
What?
And that's how we end this episode. So next...
It was a little bit of a breakneck speed intro, but...
Yeah!
Guess you gotta do what you gotta do.
It was weird because, like, at times it feels like a Love Live opening episode, but also like it like with how much like conflict Kanan is going through, like it felt like we were just like jumping straight into like the middle of the series where like she's got to deal with the fact that she has performance anxiety and all this sort of stuff, and how is this going to affect her and everything, and how is she going to be able to sing and all this sort of stuff. Like it was a lot of like conflict right at the beginning, which I guess I just was not expecting.
No,
straight off the bat.
Same.
Like, I was more expecting the traditional, like, oh, we got to establish some characters, maybe a little conflict here and there, but, just got to show off everyone and get you to know everyone in a way. But it kind of does that, but also kind of goes off in a just different direction.
You're, like, thrown into it. Like, all right, figure this out. Woo!
This isn't a bad thing. It's just, different.
No, but it did move very fast.
Yes, that is true.
So that was one thing that was a little jarring for me, is how quickly we moved through everything. But maybe that will calm down now that we have some establishment going on.
Hopefully.
And I still don't understand, like, was that ending song like an opening? Was it an ending? Was it just an insert song? Like, what was going on there?
It might just be an insert song.
It's so weird to have all of them there.
Yeah.
It's so weird, but...
Gotta sell that merch.
Yeah, valid. Valid. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. And I guess I never realized that Cuckoo's name is pronounced Cuckoo.
Yeah, I guess...
Until now?
I had not paid attention to how Liu pronounces it. Yeah, so...
Yeah, same. Because, like, Brain said, hey, that's Kiki.
Yeah.
like the monkey from Link to the Past. But no.
But no. So yeah, that's our first episode.
One quick question before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
How do you like the art?
I think it's fine. It's what I expect, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Was there like anything that you thought was like weird or anything, or?
I think some of the ending animation was weird.
Like the 3D stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, I guess it wouldn't be Love Live if the 3D animation stuff wasn't a little weird.
Yeah, that's the Love Live tradition at this point. I mean, I think we did get spoiled with some like the more recent Aqua stuff.
Yeah.
So
that was a little weird, but I think my brain is confused because we're going back to like older style art, like going back to how Love Live and Love Live Sunshine was after being with Nijigasaki. That's a very different art style.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
I was like, oh wait, okay, yeah, we're going back to this style. So I'll get used to it, but it was a little weird for me at first.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the 3D, I was like, all right, we're going back to that, huh? Cool. But
yep.
It'll get its legs under it.
Oh, totally.
And then it'll lead to some like ridiculous reaction images of like background characters' faces and things like that.
As it usually does.
As it usually does.
I do want to make note of a couple things before we wrap up.
Okay.
There are two, I think, prominent voice actresses in some of the supporting cast.
Mm-hmm.
Kanan's mom is being voiced by Mamiko Noto, who I believe this is who I told you about earlier. Is this the Inuyasha lady? Yeah, this is the lady who's in Inuyasha. Inuyasha. But is also in things that we like Persona 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's a series.
And you said Zero Time Dilemma as well,
Fuka.
right?
Yeah, she's in Zero Time Dilemma as Diana. Yeah.
Gasp, an enemy.
The enemy. Oh yeah, she's also Yukiko in JoJo. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
And then Ren's mom, Hana Hazuki, the director of the school, is played by Romy Park, who has been some notable people in various series like Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist, Naoto in Persona 4. And also she played a certain, let's say, idol manager in a game called Yakuza 5. So clearly has idol experience.
It's true. It's true.
So yeah, I think those are some relatively bigger names for side characters.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is interesting.
And you said that they got the voice actors back for the alpacas and
Shiitake, and then also the little, was it the dog and Nijigasaki? Or the cat? The cat.
The cat.
That Rina befriends.
Yes.
Yes. She's back, of course, as the owl this time. It's pretty good.
You know what? I'm glad she has consistent work coming in.
Yeah, same.
I mean, like, if I could get paid to just make animal noises all day, I would.
Be
I don't think
good.
I'm not good enough at that, but I would try.
Pretty good. So yeah, that's going to wrap up this episode pretty much. Next time we will be discussing season 1, episode number 2, which is this title I don't think is the same as it was on Funimation, but we'll go with it anyways. School idols are banned?
Bam!
Or it was like something like no school idols or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Either way, we'll be discussing that next week. But for now, if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and all our other previous seasons where we've talked about the other Love Live series and then a whole bunch of other series that we've watched. So if you're interested in all those, go check those out. We also have a podcast called Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. It's another weekly one where we talk about various things from video games, anime, and manga. should check that out as well, as you do. You also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you want more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. You can buy our books, One Shining Moment, a critical analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. So join us next week as we learn if School Idols are banned or not, and this becomes just a 2-episode series.
It's over.